Hello, my beautiful friends, and welcome back to another episode on this Divine Conscious podcast. I am your host, Lotus. I hope everybody has been absolutely amazing and been staying warm. I know we are having some crazy weather here in Kansas City. It's been like -11, -9, -4 on a daily basis now, which is absolutely absurd. We have not had this kind of weather and blizzard kind of weather since like the 70s. I wasn't even born yet. That's insane. So that's how you know this is like there's something really weird going on. And especially because if we supposedly are having global warming and the summers keep being the hottest that they've ever been, just these records like of it being so hot outside, how the hell are we having blizzard weather right now? I just don't understand that. If the planet is supposed to be warming up and all of this stuff is supposed to be, getting so hot outside, how is it that this is like the coldest weather or winter we've had in records since the 70s? It's just crazy to me. But that's how you know something's off. You know what I mean? Like hell has frozen over. Oh man. But I know I haven't posted in about a week or so. I was just divinely guided to kind of take a step back. And I have a lot of projects that I'm working on right now. And so, especially like huge projects that I'm working on, I have a lot that I'm excited about this year. And especially because right now I kind of took a step back so that I can work more on writing another text. I'm writing another textbook right now. I will be writing a textbook for each one of my certification programs I have. And this year I'm going to be having Reiki Level 1, Reiki Level 2, and Reiki Level 3 certifications programs available to everybody. So right now I'm kind of working on the foundation of those, and I'm working on writing the textbook for them. So I kind of have took a step back so I can work on writing right now instead of creating these videos. But I know that you guys understand. So that's why I love you guys. You're my tribe, right? So I am kind of excited about talking about what we are going to be diving into today. And it's because it's a very interesting subject. Or topic, I should say. It's something I didn't really think I was ever going to have to be explaining, but here we are. So we all know that Mother Gaia has now officially moved to the fourth dimension, right? Permanently. She anchored in, which is amazing because that means that we're continuously ascending, right? Which is awesome. But be mindful. This is because now that she has completely anchored in, the other dimensions are all beginning, like the higher dimensions are all beginning to merge together. But not only that, but the reason why I'm coming out with today's message is because that also means that the underworld has collapsed. All right. And so today, I really wanted it to get into talking and letting everybody understand the differences between a falling angel, the Nephilim, the demons, the Greys. We're going to get a little bit into the Reptilians, and we're going to get a little bit into the clones. This is going to be a subject I highly recommend every single one of you to do your own research on, and I ask you to have an open mind, okay? And all the information that I have done my research on, a lot of this can also be found in the book of Enoch, which if you have the King James Version of the Bible, the book Enoch is actually already included in. So if you are curious about knowing more about this subject, I would love for you to fill me in maybe on things that I don't know, because I'm not going to say that I completely understand or know everything, because I definitely don't. I today am going to be sharing messages that I have done my own studying on, that I've been doing my own research on, and that I have my downloads from. So be mindful that these are subjects that not everybody, I don't think, actually understands, because, well, let's be honest, it's just a difficult subject to talk about in a sense because you really have to truly understand. Well, I guess it's not that difficult because technically we are demon slayers. If you're in our tribe, we know who a demon is. We are demon slayers. I'm pretty sure a lot of you know who the fallen angels are. But now that the underworld has collapsed, we are going to be dealing with these people on a regular basis. And it's important to be mindful of who it is that you are actually. Now that the matrix and everything is collapsing, we need to understand who like a bot is and an NPC is, and we need to understand who a demon is, who an angel is. We need to understand who the humans are and who the reptilians are, and especially because God has already removed the veil. Now that He's removed the veil, if your third eye is open like it should be, then you will easily know who is who, and especially because we have souls, they don't. So anything basically that doesn't have a soul is not us, is an enemy, okay? And so that's why today I was really guided to create this message for you guys, okay? So we're going to go ahead and dive right in, okay? So we got the Nephilim, demons, the gray aliens, the fallen angels, all right? Like I said, this is everything that is in the book of Enoch that I am going to be using today. So we are actually going to be starting in Genesis 3:15, where it talks about the seed of the dragon will be at war with the seed of the woman. Now, this is very significant because this is the gateway to the rest of the biblical prophecy narrative. All right, so for any of you who is curious also about the fallen angels, all 200 of the fallen angels are listed. You will find them in their full names in the book of Enoch as well, okay? Their original names and not what they are portraying themselves to be now, or who they say they are now. Let's be mindful of that too. Their names that their father have given them, right? So for those of you who don't know who the dragon is, okay, in the book of Revelation, Satan appears as a great red dragon who is defeated by Archangel Michael. And for those of you who don't know, this is the year of the dragon according to the Chinese zodiac. The year begins on February 10th, 2024, and it will end on January 28th, 2025. Now, what I also find intriguing is that according to the Chinese zodiac, the dragon is also associated with the year 2012. And if I'm not mistaken, didn't the Mayans say that the world would end in 2012? And let's be honest, we all know that they have been lying to us about our actual calendar. And for those of you who don't know, this is also a leap year. Interesting, right? All of this information. But this is also why I believe this is the year the Antichrist will sit on the throne. And I believe that they have manipulated, of course, our calendar and been lying to us about what the true time period is, so that, because it's all part of their plan for ushering in their Messiah, right? But we're definitely living in the end times right now, and the evidence is all around us. So the seed war actually erupts 3 chapters later when the fallen angels come down. And we know that in the book of Enoch, it says that all 200 of the fallen angels come down in the days of Jared, descending to earth on Mount Hermon. Now, Mount Hermon is located in Asia, and it is the Nephilim century point where all of the mischief happens. So for those of you who don't know who Jared is the father of Enoch, and Jared was the 6th generation descendant of Adam and Eve. So now the fallen angels have come down to earth, right? Well, when they descend down here to earth, they begin to mate with the human women, creating a hybrid known as the Nephilim. Now, the Nephilim are completely soulless, all right? That's very important to remember and understand. The Nephilim are the offspring of the fallen angels and the human women, and they were never supposed to be created. And this is why the great flood of Noah occurs. So the flood happens, and the Nephilim perish in the flood. But because they are soulless, they cannot ascend to heaven. So now they have become the disembodied spirits which roam the earth, which we know as demons. Well, now all of these demons are wandering the earth because they're earthbound. So what does the dragon do? What does Satan do? Well, Satan knows that in order for the demon to manifest itself, that it must inhabit a body, a person, an animal, or even an object. And we know that demons still exist today because you guys have seen movies like Annabelle where it's a doll that's possessed, okay? There is objects that are possessed, you know what I'm saying? Like we've also, I'm sure you might not have seen someone who's like needed an exorcism or something like that, but we've seen movies where people have had exorcisms and stuff like that. So we know that demons to this day are still roaming around the earth, very much so, okay? So what does Satan do for his children? Well, he creates the gray aliens for them. The gray aliens are also known as the Roswell Greys, and they're also referred to as the Zeta Reticulans. So the gray aliens are part of a huge breeding program. These are the aliens that have the almond-shaped eyes. They have no digestive system, so they don't eat anything. And they have no reproduction system either. When you hear about people getting abducted around the world, the grays are actually the ones that are sent out to collect the humans. They literally are just avatars, okay? That's exactly what they are. They are biological constructs for the demons, okay? So basically they're meat suits for the demons to possess so that they can actually walk here on the earth amongst us. So what the demons do is they transfer their consciousness into these objects or into these bodies. And that's how they actually are able to manifest themselves into this world. Now, we all know that transferring consciousness is not new technology, okay? That's nothing new here. We see TV shows in it, and people think that just because it's on TV, that this stuff isn't real, when in actuality, those of us who are self-aware understand that they put some of this in our face, and they put it in the TV shows because there's other people who aren't as self-aware who are like, oh, that's not real because it's only on TV. No, they do that because where exactly do you think, like they have to tell us the truth, and they put the truth right in front of our face. And what better way to put it right in front of your face than to mock you with it and to mock our creator and stuff like that by putting it in these like gruesome TV shows or these cartoons that, you know, tell you so many things that the children don't understand, but the parent watching them does. It's, you know, but I'm a firm believer that they can't actually transfer into our consciousness because we are human beings who have actual souls. And I don't think they can transfer our consciousness either. That's why they try to keep us in a lower vibrational consciousness so that they can try to control us and harvest our energy. Because this land is the holy land. Here in America, what you all don't realize, this land is the holy land. And this is the land that right now is being attacked the most. And this is why I believe the Civil War is going to wind up breaking out here in America. And right now with all of the, I used to kind of believe that the reason why Biden opened up the border and let all the immigrants in was so that they can do it for votes. But then the more you really think about it, they rig the election every time anyway. So that actually isn't it. And now I've been coming into understanding that I think they are doing that because this is our land. And so they are all going underground right now into their little bunkers. And now they are housing all of these immigrants. And I think it is because they're expecting us to actually fight these people And these people are going to be the ones that are going, because right now in New York City, they shut down a school and they are putting them, instead of the kids going to school, they're doing online school. And we have all of these immigrants that are being housing, like we're giving them housing and stuff like that. And I'm just really not understanding, when we have all of these veterans and all of these homeless people, why are we not taking care of our own people? Why are they choosing to not take care of us? It is because this is our land, and they are trying to make it to where we don't wake up and fight back and realize that this is our land, because this is exactly what we are needing to do right now. We need to rise up. And now they're opening up the borders and letting everyone invade our land, because that's just more people we're going to have to try to deal with to fight off our land. Okay, this is all part of the enemy's plan. And as we gain back our memories and we gain back our spiritual powers and our spiritual gifts, it's important for all of us to unite back together and rise up. Like, I cannot stress this enough this year. Unity is absolutely huge. We have to unite together, and we have to understand who the true enemy is in order to do that. They have us so fixated on each other when it comes down to just being distracted and entertained with things that don't matter. And more than anything, we need to be getting together. We need to be trading our skills. We need to be helping each other grow. We need to be elevating. We need to figure out who has what skills, because each one of us has unique skills that each play a significant part in our tribe. That's why no one is better than the other. We are all equal, and we are all here together to spread love and be love. But they have so many wars that are coming at us right now. It's going to be very difficult for you to continue to just want to love. I just wish I can hold the world and just like love you. All of you. Oh man. But this is also going to be very important for us to remember that the Antichrist is trying to take over this year. And if we don't speak up, rise up, then that is exactly what will happen. And I'm a firm believer that this is why we have become self-aware and the world has raised its vibration and consciousness like it has now, so that we can actually take that stand. Because we are those stars in the sky that are shining so bright for everybody else to understand that we are here, and it's important for us to be heard. This is why you are such a significant being on this planet at this time, all right? Temptation is all around us, so you have to stay anchored into your light. But as much as you stay anchored into your light, remember that your shadow also, once healed, has great power that you can actually use from it, right? Because not everything about our shadow is bad, and especially once it is fully healed and you have learned to integrate it. Because in all reality, when it comes to the darkness and the light, really, it is just the divine feminine and the divine masculine. And that's also why there is a split right now when it comes down to the true divine feminine and divine masculine. This is also why the transgender thing right now is huge, is because it is a war against, like I said, right now, what did I say in like the very first sentence? Right now, it is about the seed of the dragon being at war with the seed of the woman. And right now we can see that absolutely everywhere, how the women gets treated. They're trying to call us, they're trying to change us, our names, and they're trying to change our name woman to being like, what was it? Oh my God. It was like the birthing person or something like that. Like, you know how disrespectful and rude that is? Like, they are trying in every way to literally, this is why the divine masculine, it is so important for you all to step into your true divine masculine energy, because the divine masculine, they are supposed to be standing next to the divine feminine, protecting her. And because the divine masculine is not in their rightful place right now, this is what is happening in the world. And now there's attack on the women. I never thought I'd be living in a time period where we're not even safe to go in bathrooms because men are trying to portray themselves to be a woman. I'm just like, it's dangerous for the children and it's dangerous for women in general. Men and women don't compete against each other. They complete each other, all right? Weak men are intimidated by strong women. It's known. Because if he truly was in his masculine energy, and I'm talking about healthy, healed, pure masculine energy, then he would want a smart, hardworking woman by his side because she would inspire him, guide him, and nurture him. She'll be his rock, just as he would be her rock. And together they can build. Because I know personally, I don't want a man who is watching me build by myself and clapping for me and telling me congratulations. No, I want a man that I can build with, who's beside me, building with me, okay? Remember, kings, your woman is a reflection of you. So there's no absolute reason why you should be intimidated by a strong woman. So if you want to be treated like a king, then you need to treat her as the queen she is. There is way too many men out here that are wounded and expecting the woman to take on this masculine role and then wonder why the women don't respect you as a man. I just don't understand, okay? For me personally, I'm an alpha female, okay? So I need an alpha man who knows how to tap into his divine masculine energy and bring that into the relationship. It is so important for a man to be healed in his alpha energy so that he can allow the woman to safely drop into her feminine energy. Gentlemen, women don't want to be the boss in the house, okay? They don't want to have to take on this masculine role and do all these masculine duties that we've been doing. All right? We will gladly be submissive to the right man. Because trust me, gentlemen, we want to be taken care of. We want to be nurtured. We want to be able to drop into our feminine energy and just be a woman. That would be absolutely fabulous. If the women didn't have to worry about that anymore. If the men truly stepped up and protected and provided like they're supposed to. Because the more that you actually can show up as a true masculine, your woman is going to like that inner child, that little girl is going to like come out, and then she's also going to be more funny. She's going to be, you know what I mean? Like for the most part, like our inner child starts to come out and we don't take things as seriously. We absolutely love to be taken care of. We almost turn into like a little baby almost, you know, and like we let you take care of us. Like we want that. But like what people don't realize is like we will do the same back for you. Okay. We will, like, if you take care of us, we will literally give you the entire world. And especially when we find that one man who is going to be ours, like that is our husband. I'm sorry, I'm not understanding some of these women who get married and aren't loyal and stuff like that. Nah, that's not me. Like a true alpha woman would love when she's like in her real feminine energy. She will let the masculine take on the role if he is actually in his true masculine energy. She will gladly be submissive. She will gladly allow the man to take on his role. She doesn't want to do his role. She doesn't want to do his part. She wants to finally be able to thrive in her feminine energy and do her part. And I'm not sure, well, obviously the world just still hasn't understood that very much. If you're tuning in, I'm sure you probably understand that. But there's not enough people out there that actually understand that you take care of your woman and she's going to literally give you the world. And so, and especially because we create worlds. Women are the portal, the beautiful portal that literally brings things in from the spiritual world through their womb. They manifest everything in the spiritual womb through their womb. They literally give life. We birth life. Men can't do that. We birth lives. Yes, we need a man to help us give birth to the life, create the life, but we give birth to the life. Our bodies are the ones who are literally building the little human within us, inside of our bodies. It's so beautiful. But why am I saying all of this? Well, it's because we need to understand and recognize how the society has been dismasculating the men for so long that it's been forcing the women to take care of everything by themselves. And that's why the women are just absolutely exhausted. We really are. We need our men to rise up and take their rightful place. Okay? We want that. And we absolutely need that, and especially in this year in 2024. It is like, I cannot stress that enough, and especially because it is the war against women right now. And so we really do need those men to really become their best versions of them so that they can show up the way that they need to for their women. Especially with all the chaos and everything crazy that's going on around the world right now. And especially when it comes to like the collapse of the underworld, and all of these entities are going to begin making their way up to the surface, all right? And all of these higher dimensional beings, they're going to continue to merge together. And the more dimensions that merge together, all of this is going to continue to trickle down into our physical world. So this is why it's so important when we have so much around us that is against us, for the divine feminine and the divine masculine to actually be united together this year. This year forward, from now on, the main focus for the entire collective is going to be unity. I cannot stress that enough. And I'm not just talking about unity when it comes to the divine feminine and the divine masculine energies in general. This is huge, yes, but we also need to unite together as like people. Our entire collective needs to come together as an actual tribe as well. We need to come together as one, because it's going to take each one of us to truly not only be with our divine counterparts. The only reason why it's so significant for the divine counterparts, like the twin flames and the kingdom spouses, to be coming together this year is because their caliber of love that they actually have infusing out of them. We're basically like, all the twin flames and all the kingdom spouses are basically like huge Stargate portals. And when they unite together and come together, that caliber of love that is infusing and overflowing out of them into the world is exactly what is going to help calibrate this world and bring it up a notch to the 5th dimension. Okay? And this is why it is so important for everybody to step into their divine mission as well, because as soon as you unite together with your counterpart, your divine counterpart, you will step into your divine mission that you have together, and you guys both are leaders in whatever it is that you are being divinely guided to go towards. You guys will both be masters in the subjects that you guys are either teaching, healing, or just overall helping others in. We all each have our own divine purpose, and it's all a little bit different, but either way, it is helping the mass collective in some way, shape, or form evolve, heal, and advance. Okay? For an example, when I come together with my kingdom spouse, our main mission and goal is to place these wellness centers all over the world, because it's going to help transmute the energy of the entire planet, and it is going to help, obviously, those who come to the wellness center heal and evolve. So my significant other and future spouse will most likely be working, obviously, in wellness in some way, shape, or form, because that is what our overall mission is going to be heading towards. So that just gives you guys a little bit of a heads up. Typically, your divine counterpart is going to be working in the same field that you are. You guys literally are going to be marrying each other when it comes to like your careers and all kinds of stuff. Okay. Just like for an example, my best friend Melanie, she is a nurse. She works at a hospital. her husband works at a tech company who sells medical equipment. You know what I mean? Like they still kind of work in the medical field, but it's just very different aspects. But getting back to talking about a little bit about the reptilians and clones now, that's kind of what I want to dive into. So we're going to shift a little bit, okay? But I want you guys to understand that the angels have the abilities to shapeshift. And this is why using your discernment and listening to your intuition is going to be so significant for you this year. The eyes are the gateway or the portal to the soul. Make sure that you are looking into people's eyes this year so that you can understand who you're truly talking to. If you're talking to a human or if you're talking to something that is completely soulless, all right? I know that most of us are intuitive, so most of us are going to also, and we're empathic, so we're going to be feeling their energy as well, because you can feel when something demonic is around you. You can feel when something is off. Not only that, but you normally can see in the way people move, and if they're looking sketchy, obviously they're probably up to something and they're up to no good, right? And we all know that the angels have the ability to shapeshift because we see this with the enemy Satan. He appears as the angel of light, which we all know is not his true form. Well, the reptilians also have the ability to shapeshift. And so this is why I also wanted you guys to be aware that the angels shapeshift, because the reptilians also have the ability to shapeshift. Now, I'm going to be diving into the reptilians a little bit, and this isn't anything that, from my understanding, is actually in the Bible. I'm not really sure, honestly. I mean, it talks about the serpent, so I guess maybe you could see that as being the reptilian. I mean, I don't really know. But everything that I've learned about the reptilians actually are things that I have studied, learned, and did my own personal research on. So it is my belief that after the great flood of Noah happened, that some of the fallen angels actually went underground. And when they went underground, I believe they found the reptilians under there. And I believe that whenever they went underground and they found the reptilians, that they actually came into some sort of agreement when it comes to the humans. And I believe these creatures have actually been harvesting the humans. From my understanding and what I have been learning so far, they are actually feeding off of our children by drinking the adrenochrome. It's supposedly supposed to help them live longer. I'm not really sure if that's true. Okay, I don't know, but I do know that our children right now, that's like a huge thing when it comes to the children missing and stuff like that. It could just possibly be rumors, but a lot of things when it comes to that bizarre, if they're rumors, I'm not really, who knows why they're actually using it, if it's keeping them younger or if they're actually doing that. I'm not exactly for sure. I can't say that that is facts, okay? I'm just saying from what I've researched so far. And I know a lot of people are probably going to be taken back by what I just said, but this is what my research has led me to. So why would I think something like this? Well, according to African traditions, actually, reptilians were not called that. Originally, they were called Chachowri. And in one of the newest TV shows, I believe it's out right now on Disney Plus, it's called Invasion. And you will actually hear them being called Skrulls. So they are actually called a few different things, but from African tradition, it says that the reptilian fed on the energy that human beings give them. They need us to fight against each other, and when the whole land is dousing in fear, terror, and death, this is actually when they feed and harvest off of us. They eat what is called the dark power, which is brought about when human beings destroy the planet on which they live. Now, this is what is considered Zulu mythology, but the reptilians are snake people from South Africa. This myth is known as one of the oldest known stories that I have actually found about the reptilians. And it says that they have originated in the oceans off the South African coast. They are descendants from the python. So they actually developed very powerful, complex tools and ideas when humanity was new upon the earth with their technology. And it is said that's when they decided to enslave humanity and even some celestial beings that were on earth at the time until they were driven underground. And now it is said that they hide in the center of the earth to this very day. Now, this is actually where I believe the clones were created from. I believe the reptilians actually created the clones so that they could, kind of like how Satan created the gray aliens to be used for meat suits for the demons to possess him. Well, I believe that's what the reptilians did for the clones. I believe the reptilians created the clones so that they could use the clones as meat suits and possess them so that they can also walk along the earth amongst us, okay? Because you need to understand, these creatures cannot stand our sun. It will literally, like, they will literally perish in our sun. That's why they were living underground to begin with. And now that the sun is getting even hotter and hotter and hotter, and the underworld has just collapsed, everything is going to be forced up to the surface at this point. And I believe that there's nothing that we have to honestly worry about, because I'm a true believer that the sun, with it getting hotter, that it's going to kill them off. Like, they're going to perish. They're not going to be able to actually withhold the sun flares and stuff like that that are actually happening right now, and especially with 2024 being such a powerful year, and we are supposed to be having some of the most powerful solar flare storms coming towards us. But this is nothing to be scared of, because the sun helps us. Go outside and sun gaze. I know right now it is absolutely freezing where I am at, but I have been sitting in my window and allowing the sun to still just like hit me, and I'm still soaking it in, and I also still take vitamin D. So to make sure that we're getting enough sunlight, because we really, really need sunlight, okay? So this year when the Civil War breaks out, because I'm not trying to fear base anybody, I'm just over here trying to spread awareness, okay? But I am a firm believer that the Civil War at some point probably will break out this year, because we need to rise up against all of these people who are against us and fight back, take our land, free the people, and rebuild our society the way that it needs to actually be built, okay? But I want you guys to be mindful that if a civil war breaks out, okay, that not everybody you are actually fighting is human. So some of these people literally are walking around here soulless. That's why it's important to make sure that you are looking people in their eyes, because most of the people who you look in their eyes, if they need to do some sort of healing and stuff like that, it's going to make them feel uncomfortable and it will make them look away. But for the most part, if you are looking into a demon's eyes, they will look right back into you. I'm not even kidding. You can just stare them down and it will start, the longer that you stare into their eyes, it actually like really makes them mad and they'll start to really get angry. It's crazy. It really is. But that's what our light does to these demons out here. I'm not even kidding. It really does aggravate them so much. Oh man. But actually, I think I'm going to go ahead and just kind of wrap up this session and this episode right now, because I gave you guys a lot of information. And more than anything, I really want you guys to kind of dive into what I have given you and kind of do your own research with this entire topic. More than anything, I really am asking you to like share the information that you're gathering too. Like if you know more information about this kind of topic, like put it in the comments below. Let's talk about it. Let's have a real discussion. Like, what do you know? Like on this is a safe channel, and I want you guys to know that every like-minded person, an open-minded person is welcome to this channel, and this is an area where we can actually have discussions, and I want to be able to like allow you guys that safe space for all of us to have discussions. I'm not going to deal with the bullying. I'm not going to deal with the negative comments. I would just block you and delete you. I don't have time for it. I'm not gonna put any energy towards it. It's just, you will get deleted, okay? My cutoff game is strong. I don't care. It's just as simple as that. You want to throw hate, you want to throw shade, bring it, because I'm gonna literally shut it down right then and there. I do not have time for that. I cannot stress it enough. And especially if you're gonna come over here on my channel and my tribe is over here trying to vibe, like, get out of here with the bad vibes. I can't do it. I really can't. uh Alrighty, my beautiful souls. I just want all of you out there to remember you are not alone. We are all here doing this thing called life together. And I just want to let you know that I am literally wrapping you in so much love and light. I am sending it all your way. I hope you have a blessed day. Namaste.